Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it through this week. I was thinking of a little standing mini practice this morning just to kind of get us up and functional and moving and feeling strong and feeling capable before we kind of go out and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of today. Personally, I have oh my God, 800 things to do. So it's always really helpful for me to just kind of get into that focused mindset before days like today. And I was thinking of a little bit of grounding to get started and then some kind of stronger standing poses so that we can really feel connected to our sense of stability and our sense of groundedness and rootedness. I think this morning we're going to use either a ball, a tennis ball, and if you don't happen to have a tennis ball around, like a golf ball or a cross ball, something like that could work. Also, a can of beans. So if you don't have any balls around, cans of beans will also do the trick. And first we're going to take Hakini Mudra, which is this mudra of focus and concentration. So I'll move a little closer so you can see it's basically just all your fingertips touching. All right, and that space in between your hands. So let's try to hang on to this mudra and breathe through our nose as you take the tennis ball underneath your right foot. Just taking a few moments here. We're not going to spend forever and ever rolling out our feet this morning. But there is something really nice about waking up and doing this, especially in these cold months where our feet are kind of crammed into boots. It's reminding our feet that they can spread out a little bit, giving them a little room to breathe, so to speak. Just a few more moments of rolling out the right foot. Maybe a couple of exhales out of the mouth if you're feeling it. Good. One more breath. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just set that right foot down. Let the arms come alongside you and just give them a little swing. So it might be like a forward and backward swing. It might be an around the body kind of swing. But just find that little bit of really easygoing movement where you're not efforting. You're just allowing energy to kind of move through the body. And then let's find some stillness in a mountain pose for a moment. Your palms facing forward. Both this gesture of receiving whatever's ahead and also offering. Good. Notice your right foot. How does it feel? And then notice your left foot. Good. And then just go ahead and open your eyes if they were closed. Let's take that can of beans or your tennis ball underneath your left foot and just give it a little roll. Roll out. There's always one sore foot or one weird foot or maybe just a foot that has some issues or is shaped a little bit differently. And so just noticing if this is the foot you kind of death grip the world with or if this is your relaxed and easygoing foot. I feel like we all have both of those things. Get a few more breaths. Try to breathe through your nose. Oh yeah, Hakini Mudra. Let's bring the fingertips together, that element of concentration and focus. Good. 2 more breaths in and out of the nose or maybe out of the mouth. All right, and go ahead and just let go of the tennis ball or the can of beans and just kick it away. Just roll it across the room. Take your little swing again. Maybe the swing is with your arms at about like shoulder height, swinging side to side, maybe tapping. It sounds a little weird, but like slapping or tapping your opposite underarm as you go. So our heart meridian begins not in our underarms, but that's where the first point is located. Heart 1 is located in your underarms. So just thinking about kind of like waking that space up. Good, and then go ahead and just kind of bring yourself to stillness again. Find your mountain pose. And we're just gonna stand, if you're on a mat, that's great. You face the long edge of your mat. If you are just on the floor, it doesn't matter where you face. Good, a few moments here. Think about picking up your toes and then just spread them wide and set them back down. Good. All right, let's begin with a chair pose. First, let's sweep the arms up and overhead, really, really big stretch, and then we'll just sit back in chairs. So in chair pose, you have those nice bent knees. Look down and make sure you can see your toes though. Like at least some of them should be visible. Good, sit back into the heels. Lift up the lower ribs, stretch those arms long. And then we'll fold ourselves forward. Go ahead and just drop the head down, let it kind of wobble around. And let's feel the backs of the legs. Good, just a couple more breaths here, folding forward. Your knees might bend a little. You could grab a hold of your calves or the backs of your legs somewhere. Or you could interlace your fingers behind your back and press your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Right, very slowly, like as slow as you can go. Begin to come up and out of this, back up into a standing position. You might decide to reach your arms up and overhead just for a moment. Good, and then let's bring the hands together at the heart. And we're gonna step the feet out wide into this standing kind of wide angle. Good, and just take notice of how you've positioned your feet. What direction they're pointing. Notice how your ankles feel. Good, reach those arms up and overhead. Take a really big stretch. And then we're just gonna fold into this one. So as you come into your forward fold, kind of take notice of how things are feeling in the hips, the lower back, the inner thighs, backs of the legs, and really make this easygoing. Maybe you're moving into this as slow as could be, instead of just dropping right down. Taking a good handful of breaths here. Good, we'll take another 5 breaths or so in this standing wide angle fold. All right, and then very slowly just begin to lift up halfway. And as you lift up halfway, kind of float yourself here. Let's stretch the arms out to the sides or alongside your body, or maybe out past your head if you're feeling it. So kind of choosing here. And just know you can also keep your hands on your hips. Good, big breath. And then we're going to set the right hand down on the floor, right under your face, and send the left arm up nice and high, taking your twisted wide angle. Good, maybe like 2 more breaths here. Good. Both hands come back up to the hips or out to the sides, and then we'll just lift ourselves up. We're going to turn the right toes towards the short edge of the mat and hinge ourselves forward into triangle. And so the right hand will come down somewhere onto that right leg. And then the left arm reaches up. Good. Think about your crown being right in line with the tip of the tailbone, reaching out. So your head is kind of lifted. But keep the muscles of your face relaxed if you can. And maybe that left arm extends out past your head. Good. Very slowly begin to lift yourself up and out of this. We'll take a warrior two just for fun. And then an extended side angle. So extending that left arm nice and long again. So one long line on the left side of the body. Right forearm comes down onto the right knee. Good. Deep breath in. And then we're going to take those left fingertips down to the floor and just kind of walk them across and deeply bend the left knee while stretching the right leg. Just a moment here. You might rock around a little bit, kind of flex that right foot. You might hold totally still. Good. Very slowly coming back through into your standing wide angle. Let the head drop way down. Good, and then lift up halfway here. So arms any style. Maybe your hands are on your thighs this time. Maybe your fingertips are on your heart. Nice. And then we're going to put the left hand down on the floor or something that's underneath your face and reach that right arm up nice and high. Good. Breathing here. Good. And very slowly lift yourself back up halfway. And then all the way. Let's reach those arms nice and high. Turn the left toes towards the short edge of the mat. Let's take triangle pose. Good. So the left hand finds maybe the left shin or foot or knee. And think about using your belly muscles to kind of lift the torso. Try not to collapse into this, but to hold yourself up. And even though our bodies look like they're in this rigid sort of place, these shapes look kind of rigid, there is a great deal of fluidity underneath this. You keep your breath flowing. You keep your mind relaxed, maybe. Yeah, you might extend that right arm out past your head here, finding a nice right side body stretch. Good, and then very slowly, just begin to lift yourself up and out of this. We'll bend that left knee, take a warrior two, and just for a second. Good. Left forearm comes down onto the left thigh. Extend that right arm out past your head. Good. And then very slowly drop the right fingertips down to the floor. Let's deeply bend the right knee this time. And we'll stretch through the left leg. Good. So you might point and flex the foot a couple of times. Or perhaps you just kind of, hold still in this pose and breathe. Good, and then very slowly return yourself back into your standing forward fold. And let your head be nice and heavy. Good, and then begin to heel toe your feet back to the center of the mat. Very, very slowly roll yourself back up to standing. And feel your feet on the floor, arms alongside the body, and just take a couple breaths. Good. Let's bring the hands together at the heart, honoring this time you spent taking care of yourself. I'll be back on Monday morning for our little mudra meditation, and I'll see you then. Okay? Bye, everybody. Have a fantastic day. See you later.